Thanks for joining us for another edition of Weekend Winners. We've got 11 races coming through on Saturday night. Action gets underway at 5:13, and as we know, we are officially 1 week away from the 2020 Summer Carnival. A host of big races coming up over the next couple of weeks at the Creek. We've got a great card on Saturday night, second round of heats of the DJA Memorial Trotting Championship Series. Colt 31's back in action, fine-tuning his skills for the upcoming features, which includes the Blacks Are Fake, a race he won last year, and there's a number of other good races on that program, including the Alderman Tools 3-year-old, which features Black Sedans, who's first up since his gigantic run in the Southeast Derby during the Winter Carnival. So that's all in front of us. Each and every week here on Weekend Winners, we catch up with a couple of leading drivers. In tonight's episode, we plan on catching up with Paulie Divert and Pete McMullen.
Well, jumping in the hot seat right now is Paulie Dean. He's about to go through his book of drives for Saturday night. As per normal, he's got a strong card, and he's now with us. Paul, appreciate the time.
Thanks, Chris.
We start with race 1. Our Uncle Alan, he's got gate 7. That's probably not the draw that he needs because he's probably a little one pace, this guy.
Yeah, he lacks a bit of speed and he's stepping up for the first time for Saturday night racing, so I think we'll just have to go back and drive him for luck this week.
Okay, well, that's race 1, number 7, Our Uncle Alan. In race 2, this looks to be a good drive on paper. Lisa Lincoln, a mare that's fit in form. She lands the perfect gate, perfect trip, 1 mile. What are the expectations here?
Yeah, she's since resuming from a spell, she's been flying, so I'm sure they'll want me to drive further forward this week, but she's been going good with a sit, so we'll just have to wait up and see what's outside us and wait up at the start.
Okay, she does possess very good speed, but all's not lost if she can't lead. She is quite versatile, as you outlined.
Yeah, very versatile this time in. Last time in they had trouble with getting it a saddle, but I haven't had any trouble this time in, so I'm sure, yeah, it's not a lose if we don't lead.
There's no standout in this race either, so it looks fairly open, and with this good draw, preferred trip, she's going to prove very hard to beat.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay, well, that's Lisa Lincoln there in race number 2. Certainly looks a good drive there. Key Largo in race 3. Would I be lying in saying that you would have preferred a front row draw with this guy?
Yeah, he seems to go better from a front row draw, but I'm going to be in behind him at worst 3 fence, so I wouldn't be surprised that the 1-horse lead, so he won't be having a hard trip, that's for sure.
Yeah, you know Goddess Jujon, who's drawn directly in front of you. If she does lead, it'll give you a great chance of winning this race. Yeah,
it'll give me a good chance. Goddess Jujon has been going good of late, just drawn not so good in them mares races, and she draws 1 this time in, and if she leads, she's going to be one of the dangers to beat in the race, that's for sure.
He looked a little disappointing last time out, Key Largo. Form prior was super, so can he turn it around this week?
Yeah, from the draw, I burnt out pretty hard last time, and I got out the gate in like 26-2 and then had to go back to last, and then he just didn't want to pick the bit up after that. But this time I'm going to be in behind the leader and just smoking in behind the leader, hopefully.
Okay, well, that's Key Largo there. We look now at the first heat of the Trot Series on Saturday night. This is round 2, heat 1. Northern Muscle. Were you a little disappointed with him last week?
Yeah, I thought once I found the front he'd be hard to beat, but he blew up a bit over the back and he wasn't breathing the best, and he's got a few dramas in that regard, but he'll bounce back, and hopefully after this heat, and is there another heat after this, or is
No, this is the last heat. The finals on Saturday week.
So he's got to run better, no worse than top 4 again, just to make sure he gets in the final, and he'll be ready for the final.
Coming back in trip this week as well, 2,600 last week, back to the 2,100 on Saturday night. Is that to his advantage?
I reckon he's better over the longer trip. I've won on and led on him over the longer trip before, and he's off a better handicap than usual, so I just thought he must have been a run short last week, and he should be better this week, and just as long as he steps and does everything right at the start, he'll be there.
All right, that's Northern Muscle. Race 6, this race for the mares. Petite Paris, she was a winner here 2 starts ago. Unplaced at Redcliffe last time out. What can we expect on the weekend?
Yeah, she's drawn good. Last start, she drew wide at Redcliffe, and they run their last half in 56.6, and I was 3 wide the last lap, so she wasn't disappointing, and she's better just with 1 little tucked run home, and I'm drawn 2, so I shouldn't be too far away off the pace, and if she gets a good split again, she's going to be hard to beat.
Okay. In the last, which is heat 3 of the DJA series, Zuma's Legend, unplaced last week. How did you break down his performance?
Yeah, it wasn't that too bad. the trainer, Grant Dixon, asked me, is he worth putting in, trying to get in another heat? And I said he was not too bad, and he wasn't, didn't disgrace himself.
Okay, this looks the strongest of the three heats, though, on Saturday night. You've got Our Over and Over, Greg the Great, Wee Man Trouble, Sir Fahrenheit, Aladdin Sane, so it's got some depth, this heat.
Yes, it does have depth, but it's 2100, not 26, so if we get a good start at the tapes, and it makes us into the race.
All right, what's the pick of your drives at this point, Paul?
I like Northern Muscle this week.
All right, we'll go with race 4, number 8, Northern Muscle. As always, Paul, appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
Thank you, Chris.
Leading driver Pete McMullen joins us now to go through his book of drives for Saturday night. Pete, appreciate the time.
No worries, Chris.
We start with race 2 for you on Saturday night. Run Boy Run, the inside of the second row. When the fields came out and you saw the draw, what was the first impression?
Yeah, pretty good. We followed a fast beginner. Fingers crossed he can hold up there, the 1 horse Lisa Lincoln. If it does, it brings us right in the race. If it happens to take a sit with 3 fence, I still don't think it's a horrible spot. I think we're still with a bit of a shot from there.
Okay, he was a winner 3 starts ago, Run Boy Run. Right now, where is he at? Is he a frustrating horse? Is he a horse that relies on a lot of luck? Where's he sit with you right now?
No, he can definitely be a little frustrating. He tapers off very quick. He can sort of, you think you got him spot on, and he peaks, and then a week later he can be back down again. So he did miss last week, which I think is a big advantage with him. So hopefully this week he's peaking again.
Okay, race 3, little change with this guy again. He's standing up to plenty of racing, but his form is super. He backs up from Tuesday, placed again there, and he was strong on the clock as well. He just needs that little bit of luck from the draw. It just looks a little sticky on paper, but if he gets any sort of luck, he can take it.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, he's been, super consistent of late, and been driving him, for luck. But I think as time progresses, we're starting to be able to use him a little bit. Last Saturday night, we were able to push him off the gate. He eventually took a sit, but his run was really good. He burnt early and still hit the line super. So, hopefully he can run up to that run. Tuesday's run was good. The time was really fast, and he did get a good trip. But his run was still very strong.
Okay, well that's little change in race 3. Race 4, this is the first heat of the second round of the DJA Memorial Trotting Championship, and you're going to take the drive on Majestic Simon. He's one of our most exciting trotters here in the state. He's got great point-to-point speed. He was placed in his heat last week behind Our Over and Over. How did you assess the run, and what's the go with the driving change this week?
Yeah, I think the run last week probably wasn't at his best, which is okay for round 1 of the DJA heats. Obviously, you need him spot on in 2 weeks' time. Yeah, we're pretty excited this week. We think he's a bit better again, and we're expecting a good run. Obviously, I get back on this week. Chantel, it was sort of her decision. She possibly has an engagement the week of the final, might not be able to make it. So drive this week in the heats and see how it plays out.
Okay, so your wife sacked herself.
Yeah.
Okay, well the pressure's on in many ways, but he's well up to winning it, there's no doubt about it. Race 5, big race for your stable. You've got 4 of the 12 runners, including Black Sedans. He's so highly regarded, this guy. He's first up, 2 trials have been magnificent. His last start run in the Southeast Derby during the Winter Carnival has to be seen to be believed. What are the expectations first up with him?
Yeah, we think he's pretty much spot on. Obviously, he's got a few features in the weeks following, so we're hoping to leave a little bit of improvement there. But he's had 2 trials coming; they've both been really, really good. So he's got the ace draw. He definitely looks the horse to beat. But in saying that, a couple of stable runners there who are also going to be racing very well. Miss Ruby Sunshine on his back. She's going to get the run that she absolutely loves. She couldn't go with Black Sedans in the trial, but her previous form's very good in the Oaks and the Derby. So Black Sedans definitely has some dangers as well.
Okay, just looking at that vision of the trial, 26.9 last quarter. You had Governor Juge on your outside, Big Wheels, a Group 1 winning 2-year-old right behind you, and Northview Hustler who's aiming towards these open features, and he looked like he had gears left.
Yeah, it's actually probably the best he's ever gone through a line. Like he's a pretty casual sort of horse, and I actually had a bit of a hold on him. So if you sort of think of it like that, it's pretty scary. And the trial week before will be around second to Matt Greger. He finished off 26.7, and you know, he made a move, come first over at the 600, and took ground off you know, a very good horse. So he was super both trials.
Okay, was it an easy choice to drive him on the weekend?
No, not really. You know, obviously, you know, with owners and other runners, it's always a big decision. And would have loved to have driven Miss Ruby Sunshine or Willow Wizard. I think both those horses are, you know, very good horses, and probably the draw just probably favoured towards Black Sedance.
Okay, is Black Sedance the best horse in the stable right now?
No, Matt Greger definitely is.
We'll get you to convert one day. We'll get you to convert. Race 6, Sunsafe is your drive here. Again, the stable well represented. Sunsafe, was that an easy choice?
Yeah, that one was a pretty easy choice. More so for her manners. She's a little erratic at times, so I couldn't get no one else to drive her. But Chantel's gone. She's picked a drive, Saucy Dreams there, first up. You know, both runners, I think they'll both run a very good race.
Okay, Saucy Dreams hasn't trialled. She's got gate 7. It's not ideal, but you are expecting a forward showing?
Yeah, she seems like a class mare, and she fits in this sort of system pretty well. So bad gate, but you know, we think she'll race well, and we think Sunsafe will definitely race a whole lot better than her last start.
All right, race 7, Sir Julian. You know this guy, Will. You've got a good rapport with Sir Julian. He's going well, a lot better than what the numerical form reads. How do you rate his chances?
Yeah, his last two have probably been a little disappointing, but you know, previous to that, his form was, you know, impeccable, and had been for a long period of time. So we do think his form's better than what it reads, and yeah, really expecting a good showing.
Okay, and in the last, race 11, this is the third heat of the DJA series, Greg the Great. He's really got to perform, because if he doesn't, he's a big chance of missing this final. He didn't get many points last week in the opening round, so probably a top 2 finish gets him into the final, so he needs to perform.
Yeah, he's going to have to be on song. You know, we think he'll definitely be a whole lot sharper this week. Graham, he elected to go for a trial during the week, and he won that trial pretty comfortably. Time was nothing, you know, nothing special, but he certainly felt better, and he loves sort of the quick backup. So hopefully he's spot on for Saturday night, and yeah, as you said, he needs a very good run to get into the final, and he's the sort of horse that could just be floating under the radar and then come out and win the final.
Okay, he had the net on for this trial, just for the prelim, because looking back at last week, it looked like he got pretty wound up in the prelim. So did he beat himself in many ways last week? Yeah,
he never warms up all that nice, but last Saturday night he was probably worse than normal, so he can just be very frustrating in the warm-up. He's always pretty good in the run, but goes out and wants to warm up a bit too hard.
Okay, well, that's Greg the Great. We look forward to him. Pick of the drives. Is it Black Sedance? Surely it's got to be Black Sedance.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Black Sedance. You know, he's probably the one standout. He's got the good draw. You know, but it's going to be a very exciting race. It's actually a very exciting time of the year, coming into the Summer Carnival this week, and then leading into the weeks coming. It's an exciting time for the stable anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot to look forward to. Really appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
No worries, Chris.
Looking for a good gamble on Saturday night? I think we go early. Race 1, number 8, Macklemore. Since being under the care of Vicky Rasmussen, he's yet to strike, but his sectionals of late have been absolutely super. He just needs that little bit of luck, but I'm hoping the one horse holds up. If he does, that brings Macklemore right into the race, and he can sprint lane and score. So race 1, number 8, Macklemore, he's my best bet on that big card. 11 races, 5:13 start time. If you are having a flutter this weekend, please do so responsibly. We'll see you trackside.